AI.
Ah.
You want to talk about AI?
I did, only because I was also in Florida too, not so long ago.
Where'd you go?
I went in Brickell, in
Nice.
Hollandale. So
Yeah. Near
a bit of
Miami.
both. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had a chat. My brother was like living there for a couple of months, and so I was on a rooftop terrace, and he was like, all those boys on the computer working, remote working.
Yeah.
What a life.
Yeah.
And so most of them
Yeah.
are in either the real estate game, crypto, or whatnot. And so they were talking to me about AI. And this is a topic of conversation everywhere in Florida, like ChatGPT, AI. And I was like, I wonder what is going to happen to like the real estate with AI. Like, I don't think necessarily per se people are going to hire a bot to sell their house.
No.
But I do think eventually AI will come into play in the real estate game. We already have some type of AI in the way that we market properties. Like we do virtual stagings. So like we're already photoshopping stuff.
Yeah.
AI in ChatGPT could write your property description for you. Write me a luxury property description.
ChatGPT writes a lot of our captions when we put up
on
social media. Yeah, it's ChatGPT that writes the majority of that. Yeah. These questions, a lot of them that I put up here.
Yeah.
That's ChatGPT.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm serious. Like I don't take all of them. Like, but it's just it's great. Hey, I'm bringing in this person. This is what they do. These are the questions for a podcast. What do you think I should ask? It spits them out. I'll take usually like 50% of what it is. But where I could see AI going, I love that. I don't understand. Listen to the All In podcast. So I'm trying to understand more about it. But even them, they're like, I don't know what the hell is going on with this. And someone's like, we need to regulate this. The guy's like, we don't even know what it can do. Like, so I don't know how we're going to regulate this. I could see this. I could see AI coming in on, for example, like Duproprio. So Duproprio.
Yes.
If you, I'm sure you know more about this than I do. Duproprio, to my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, it's online. So you don't have an agent and it's basically just buyer to seller directly.
Yes.
And I feel like AI could start to kind of do something with regards to contracts at the beginning.
Yes.
I could definitely see that happening.
That's why I wanted to bring it up, because then there's like the valid point of why hire a real estate agent and then why hire AI kind of thing. Because I do think that the Duproprio or for sale by owners, which you call FSBOs, is they're probably AI will probably be integrated into that sector.
Yeah.
Because those people already don't want to pay realtor fees.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So they're gonna even if there's a small cost associated to having this AI do the work. Formulate this document, paperwork, it could probably already do it for you, and then you just got to negotiate. That's it.
Yeah.
That's you've made a deal.
Yeah.
But the ones that want to hire a real estate agent, I think they want that personal touch where that somebody's handling it and taking care of the negotiations, taking care of the marketing, taking care of all these other little aspects that they don't want to bother with, but they want to have that closeness and that relationship, which is going to be in turn most likely the luxury market. More so than the average price point.
That's what I was having this discussion the other day. I feel the same way. So I feel like my business is at threat for AI for sure on the home and car insurance side. I mean, why wouldn't it be? I mean, why can't you to change your address or getting a new car? Why can't you go on a computer and get a price for your insurance?
Or you already get estimates online.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like no brainer that an AI could take your job away. You know what I mean?
Of course. Like insurance brokers don't like to, on the commercial insurance side, different story. It's much more, especially a bigger company. It's more complex. Yes. It's more AI. I don't see it can do perhaps certain tasks.
Yes.
For that kind of stuff, but to understand the whole picture of like a business that's operating in multiple regions, multiple countries.
Yes.
Far away from that.
Yes.
But for a simple, hey, I'm buying a new car, why can't you just go online and say, hey, here's my car, here's the VIN number, here's my driver's license number, how much is it?
Absolutely.
Buy. I don't want to wait an hour and a half on hold to speak to somebody.
Absolutely. And that's what we're seeing now too is on websites per se, that little box that comes up, it's like talk to an agent. That's not an agent, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's like the start of the evolution of AI.
I think this is going to go fast.
It's going to go really fast. If I'm not mistaken, I think I read an article the other day that said, I think one of the ChatGPT. I'm not even certain because I'm not even sure how it works. I think there's multiple platforms like this.
Yes.
But one of them actually passed their first medical license.
Oh my God.
Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
I just feel like I'm going to walk into my doctor's office and it's just this bot.
Yeah. And there was a guy who what was the story? He had the test results and he went to one doctor and the doctor gave him a prescription. It wasn't the right prescription. So anyways, he went back to ChatGPT, said, this is what I'm feeling. These are my test results. And then so ChatGPT said, well, it's either this or this. And the guy's like, well, I know it's not that because the doctor said it was that and it's not because the medication isn't working. So it has to be this. Went, got the right medication, saved his life.
You're kidding me.
And there's other things that it can do. So, for example, they were talking about this on the All In podcast as well for detecting breast cancer, for example. It will not make a mistake.
That's correct.
So, like for medical advances, it's going to be really great.
Absolutely.
Like the margin of error is 0. It's now at 0, which is cool.
I was talking to somebody who actually came from Iran, and she is working on AI.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's an engineer of some sort. And she was telling me that they're at a standstill with the AI situation because they just don't know how powerful it could be. And like if it could turn on you. Like there's like almost a threat to that because it's super intelligent to the point where you don't know where it could go. So it's kind of scary.
I always forget the CEO of Google, Sundar. So they're asking him, so the AI, he said this himself, the CEO of Google, he goes, we don't fully understand its capabilities. And the guy's like, okay, hold on. Like, what do you mean you don't fully understand its capabilities? You built it. He's like, well, we don't fully understand how the human mind works, which is true. And so they prompted Bard, which is the ChatGPT for Google, prompted it. They asked him a question and it started responding in Bangla, a different language. And they had never taught the AI that language. And it just started speaking in that language and was prompted to speak in that language. Yeah. So it's like there's some crazy shit going on now. And Lex Friedman podcast, who I listen to all the time, he's like MIT, like he's a tech guy and everything. He's like, I think, maybe he's wrong, goes, I think this thing is going to have consciousness. I think it's going to have feelings. I think it's going to get crazy.
I'm scared.
It's going to get nuts.
That's why I wanted to talk about it because it was a topic of conversation amongst these business owners that I was with. And they were just like, oh yeah, I'm not saying your job is going to be obsolete, but there is a point in time where this AI is going to come into effect in the real estate game for sure. In some way or another. Yeah. It might not take over fully your job because people still want that interaction. Yeah. People want that personal interaction, but it's going to come into play in various ways. So,
and they have also too for, it's like for the analogy I heard for web development. Yes. And the guy said, he goes, it's not going to replace web developers 100% today. But he goes, you can take a developer who might not be that good and you're going to 10x his productivity because now you have ChatGPT to help them build all this stuff.
It's crazy.
So it's going to, but the good thing for a company is that now the workforce you need, as opposed to, let's say you want to build a software product that was going to sell X, instead of having a web development team of 10 or let's say 50, you only need 10 or 5. So there's going to be a lot of things that are going to change, and it's moving very, 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 very fast.
I think it could also change, like you mentioned, because you're in insurance, but also with mortgages. Like, who needs a mortgage broker? If if they could just find you, if they could figure out, I don't know, the best rate at this current time, and it'll probably give you the answer right away.
Yes.
And process it, and that's it. Here you go.
I think you'll have a lot of people will fight back, and like there are, Canada is a very regulated country. We like our oligopoly. There's only a few banks, only a few telecom companies. There's only a few groceries, major grocery chains. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, I think, and again, if I can speak from experience, like for Ontario, for example, with regards to car insurance, if we think it's regulated here, which it isn't really in comparison to the other places, oh my God, it's so regulated. And so these are measures put in place. You know, they always claim it's to protect the consumer. It's not to protect the consumer. It's to protect people's jobs. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Because if they got out of the way, the prices would be a lot less expensive for the consumer. But they like to tell you that it's for your own good. Trust me. But so I think they'll put up a fight for AI.
Yes.
But eventually, you know, you can only fight something that's as powerful for so long.
Well, same for us. Like, we're regulated by the OACIQ, right? Which is like the board that governs our licenses and stuff like that. Like, they're probably going to put up a fight. Like, there's no way they're going to lose all these licenses. And
for sure.
There's just no way. They wouldn't be able to stand. So there would be a pushback for sure.
Yeah.